Welcome, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, the voice of the FIS, and this is RaceVerse coverage of Round 3 of Season 6 of the Formula Indy Series, coming to you from the beach. That's right, the Long Beach Grand Prix. He's back, everybody. He was on assignment last week, but he's not on assignment this week. From the NHR Esports team in the Lionheart IndyCar Series, presented by Butt Kicker. Please welcome Stephen Larkham. Stephen, it's good to have you back, buddy. You missed a heck of a one last week. And depending on how this qualifications might shake out, we might see the Empire Strikes Back, since we're a little closer to Hollywood here, with Mitch Welker driving with a little red mist still, I'm willing to bet.
Oh, yeah. After that mistake in Mid-Ohio, he was not happy last week, but now he's got a chance to strike once more. He's already out on his qualifying run here, jumping in very early here. But let's not forget the track we're at here tonight, of course, Long Beach. This track, famous, infamous, whatever you want to call it, there is no doubt that this is a track that will test even the best. Mitch Welker is no exception to that. The beach does not forgive, and it does not forget either. And this is going to, and with well over, I believe right now, looking at 35 cars on the grid for this race, this is going to be something else. We're in for a great day at the beach.
Yeah, this is not a very long course. It's only just under 2 miles. So I think lap traffic is going to play a huge role. And in the rules by the league, I mean, you just got to be mindful of the blue flag. You don't have to obey the blue flag. And and then you just have to be predictable. So, well, that's sometimes saying a lot for drivers to remain predictable, especially when they have a leader hot down their tailpipe, so to speak. But I think we're going to see a lot of lap traffic today if we get through the first couple of turns in one piece. That is, of course, the danger here at Long Beach is there's not a lot of runoff area. It gets pretty narrow there, especially towards the fountain area, and we might see a pileup that blocks the track and get another full course yellow like we got at the first race in Zandvoort.
Yeah, and that's all the more possible here when the tight confines. That's one of the things that sets street circuits like Long Beach apart. There really is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide around this place, especially so in the last section of the course here. And given especially how narrow this track is, and say what you will about American urban planning, but the roads here at Long Beach are definitely narrow by racetrack standards, and this is always going to be a test of a lot of drivers. And for reference here, this track is about the same length as the Monaco circuit, the home of the Monaco Grand Prix, of course. That is a very narrow circuit, but it is definitely one where it's insanely difficult to overtake. Here, there are definitely a few chances here. Turn 1 is the most obvious example, where I'm watching Mitch Welker go into now. I believe that, I'm working backwards here. But as he comes onto the back straightaway, there's 2 corners in a row where you can make a move. Maybe you can make a daring lunge up the inside in the hairpin, but I would not advise it about 7 times out of 10 there.
Well, let's get you the point situation really quick. Let's bring up that graphic. There is the point standings. Caleb Bency is -2 to Mitch Welker, which Mitch is still your points leader, 90 points. Caleb Bency, 80 points. Gavin Sanders, 82 points. And then there's a big fall off right there to tie for 4th between Logan Spath and Nagasaya Yoshikawa at 59. Sam McDougall at 50. Bert Seifert at 42. Hunter Ingram at 37. He is in a tie for 8th. And Dakota DeMay cracks the top 10 there with 35. Next, we want to show you the amateur standings. The amateur standings led by Sam McDougall, then Digby, Morera, Claiborne, Allen, Savalev, and again, hopefully say that right, Alexi, Schlosser, Thomas Rival, and Hayden Herman, and Costello make up your top 10 there.
And once again, watching Mitch Welker, I'm looking at the margin right now in qualifying. 4 1/1000ths of a second is the margin for the pole time between Welker and Sanders as Welker comes off the final corner. This is his last shot at it. Can he improve that time?
Ooh.
Not quite.
No, he actually might have hit the wall a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he did. But Sanders really starting to wind things up. He is using every little bit of momentum he can going onto this lap here. He wants this pole position.
Yeah, and he's
Bruno Miranda now slots into third.
3 minutes and 45 seconds play. Gavin's sporting a new livery. Looks good. Get the team points in really, really quick. We just had it up and then we took it down because you're bringing. We had a run for the pole there. Stowe Motorsports Maroon 147 with the big lead over Project 2 at 110. And those are all really the most important things you need to know going into this race. Now, all the IndyCar records you need to know at Long Beach. There are 2 track records. Of course, CART ran here, and IndyCar, the current iteration of IndyCar, ran here. Jill DeFerrin holds the CART record with a time of 51.2932 seconds on the old 1.5 mile course. If you ever played IndyCar Racing 1 or 2, that was the course for that particular version of the sim. And then Colton Herta still holds the track record set in 2022 with a time of 105.3097 seconds. That is your track record there. The career wins leaders here at the beach. Allinger Jr. is the undisputed king of the beach with 6 wins here, including 4 in a row from 88 to 91. The next closest are Paul Tracy and Mario Andretti, although you can put an asterisk next to Mario. Mario, 3 of them were in kart, and 1 of them was in F1.
This is true. Of course, Formula One raced here back in the late 70s, early 80s. It was the U.S. Grand Prix West, and Gavin Sanders gave it his all there. I saw him get squeamish, though, in the middle of the run there. I think that cost him a bit of time there, and unfortunately, that is not going to be pole position for the number 10 machine. It is going to be Welker at the moment. We'll see if anyone else has anything for it. Bruno Miranda.
He's on a flyer.
He's on a flying lap right now.
Track temp is it's a little hot out there, track temp wise, 111. Ambient, very comfortable for the beach, 71. Got a new overlay with the, we actually debuted that in the last race, but we got a different position on the screen. Track cams provided by Track Cams for Gourmets. If you want to check out your own cams for whatever you want to do in iRacing, check them out at trackcam22.com and get your own today. Want to thank them for allowing us to use their cameras all season long here in the FIS. Minute 25 left to play, and as you see, the gap, as you mentioned, is at 0.004 between Sanders and Welker. Sanders might be done. Miranda trying to close the gap. He is 1.83 behind Welker. Let's see what he can do.
Up to the line. 107.343. Doesn't improve his time, so he's going to stay P3 at the moment. Bensie's just sitting on pit road. Hunter Engrav currently P5 at the moment. Logan Spath P6. Definitely got quite a few times that are relatively close to each other as things stand at the moment. So this is definitely not a situation like we may have seen in the past where just one driver starts on the pole by a comfortable margin. No, Welker and Sanders definitely running very competitive. Miranda and Bensie very competitive with each other. And I think this is going to be quite an interesting display all night long. It's going to be 63 laps. Sanders and Welker, I think, they're going to put on quite a show.
Watching Kevin Bonimi. He is already in the top 10, trying to improve his time. Here he comes to the line.
Bonimi currently 9th place at the stripe. Improves a little bit. He actually
goes 8th.
He jumped Byron Daly up to P8 by
nice job.
a 1/1000th of a second, no less.
And that is it. Time is up. Help us keep the positive momentum. If you enjoy RaceVerse coverage of the Formula Indy Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll miss out on future RaceVerse iRacing broadcasts. And of course, as I like to say, we have a lot of them. And for tonight's starting lineup, let's get it over to you, Stephen Larkamp.
And what a surprise to some on the pole, Mitch Welker. Once again, 107.123, but only 4/1000ths back is Gavin Sanders, 107.127. What an amazing close run both of those guys are having. Keep an eye on both of them, I'm saying. Bruno Miranda will start third in the number 37. He's going to be starting alongside the 1, the defending series champion. That's Caleb Bensi. Hunter Engrafs, number 49. He is going to start in 5th alongside Logan Spath in the number 3. Michael DeTurk, a name I haven't seen in the series in quite a while. In fact, I remember seeing him a few seasons back. He's going to be starting off 7th alongside Kevin Bonomi in the 75. Byron Daly's number 66 is going to be starting in 9th place alongside the amateur pole sitter Sam McDougall's number 13. Nagisa Yoshikawa in the 198 will start off 11th alongside Bert Siefker in the number 2 machine. Joey Selmans will start 13th alongside Drew Schuch in the 28. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I probably did not. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Matt Johnson's number 404. We found him in 15th place alongside Cody Claiborne's Fish Car, number 31 in 16th. AJ Digby in the 81 will start 17th. Matthew Short joining him alongside in the 35 machine. That's P18. Sebastian Gianni's number 5 will start 19th, and rounding out the top 20, Alexei Salayev in the 27. Mario Capellucci in the 34 machine will start 21st, alongside the number 400 of Matt Schlosser. Dan Morea's 444 will start 23rd place, alongside our old friend of the show, Dakota DeMays, number 82. Rough qualifying for him. Let's see what he can do there. Another friend of ours, Indica Scarlett, in the 64 will start 25th, alongside Zach Fahm in the 20. Kyle Allen's number 999 will start 27th place, alongside Dan Miglin in the number 4 machine. And Tomas Rival in the 38 will start 29th, and rounding out your top 30, Nick Goyette's number 12. Hayden Herman in the 77 machine is going to be 31st, alongside Felipe Salvino's number 97. Last driver to post a qualifying time, Fabian Saavedra's number 23 machine, alongside Andy Oak in the 906, and shotgun on the field, JJ Wang's number 00 machine starts 35th, and I'm going to say this right now, and whenever you get a big field at Long Beach, 35 cars no less, especially Indy cars like these, this is going to be hectic for the drivers. This has come down to quite a bit of skill and a little bit of luck all at the same time.
And watching Gavin doing some donuts here on the far side of the racetrack.
And I saw Welker bounce off the curves there like he was on a pogo stick there, trying out the red tires here. Good mix of tires so far in this warm-up session. We'll see if that translates to how they start the race here.
Okay, race control. Miglin, Daly, and Bonimi start from the pits for this particular race. So Miglin, Daly, and Bonimi all will start from the pits. Miglin actually got a double penalty from last race, so he gets to start from the pits at the next race too, which is thankfully we got a week off between now and then, and he can figure out how to start from the pits at Mosport.
Oh, it's right. And that's always rough there. I actually have seen some instances when I was racing in the Lionheart series of a driver starting from the pits multiple weeks, and I got to tell you, that is always got to be frustrating. But I think in a situation like Miglin, it may be kind of counted as maybe a blessing in disguise in one way, because to put a finer point on it, but Long Beach in particular can be quite notorious, especially on the opening lap of the race, for let's say some mayhem. And it's not just in turn 1 either. It can actually be in the fountain turn. It could be a few corners down. It could be in the hairpin as well. And that's the thing with street racing. Chaos can find you anywhere you turn. And we'll see who can brave it the best and avoid it as well. As we're getting ready for, let's not forget here, standing start in this series at Long Beach. The front straightaway is going to be full to the brim, and it's going to go well beyond the hairpin, I would reckon.
Yeah, we actually will take a look from the RaceVerse 1 airship if we can get a high above. and see where Andy Oak in 35th is lining up. No, he is going to be on the main straight, just barely. Well, not just barely, but he is right at the pit road entrance. Interesting. He could dive into the pit road immediately and change tires if he wants to.
I mean, I'm not sure if he does, but,
no, but
it's
if
an option. Apparently.
Yeah, it's an option for him now.
Okay, maybe a little bit of gamesmanship here if they actually try that. I don't see them doing that though, but that'd be interesting if someone actually tries it. I will admit. Is everyone getting gridded up here?
We see them popping in very slowly, going for their tire choices. Here we go.
Coming up here. And waiting on the lights. Green flag in the air. We are racing in the beach. And Gavin Sanders with a great start. He gets right up alongside Mitch Welker. Fighting it out, going down to the turn. One's a very good.
They're already
a wreck in the back there. Couple cars on the pit road there. Welker dives it back down the inside there.
The field is blocked. Something.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, we got a car on its roof.
We got one car on its roof. Caution is out already. Safety car coming out. And that is probably a shock to nobody after seeing that incident. And kind of following an interesting trend I've seen since the season opener at Zandvoort, caution was thrown on its own. It was not thrown by the admins. It was thrown by iRacing itself.
And Nate Siefker.
Oh, Siefker. Yeah, Siefker is one of them. No rear wing on that number 2 machine, as is another car behind. That's Drew Zuch's number 28. No front or rear wing. And another one limping around. Just into the wall there is the 404. Matt Johnston. What's definitely not found is his front wing and right front suspension. That is well and truly knackered.
Here we go.
Also probably take the left front with it.
And we'll do getting some better views. And
Johnston
Nate just,
pulling it
I
off.
think a wheel spin. Whoever was behind Nate kind of cuts the guy off on the outside, pinches him in. Cody in the fish car comes across, gets Johnston. I think Matthew Short. Oh, he's in this one. Indica Scarlett's in this one.
Yeah, it's
Dan Miglin is doing a slow escape off pit road. Alexi's on his roof.
Yeah, I just saw, looking at the start of the race, it was a bit of an opportunistic move there by Drew Zuch trying to get to the inside of Siefker, and there was just no room there, and it just led to chaos behind.
And let's go to Drew there, and let's ride along with him momentarily. Here we go. So he goes. He got a good start. Everyone around him, not a good start. A lot of wheel spin there from Bert. And he's like, I'm going to go to the inside. And Bert says, well, I don't know if Bert was expecting him there.
I don't think he was.
And he just climbs up, and now the whole front stretch is clogged.
Yeah, it just turns into a massive course blocker, and cars just flying everywhere. And it was, like I said, a very opportunistic move there by Zuch, and Siefker just did not see it coming. And really, I don't know if there was too much of a gap to work with in that instance. I don't think there was.
Yeah, so a lot of guys basically had to stop. Let's get back to live TV here. Had to stop. There was nowhere to go, but we are under caution now. And let's get the lap count up of a 2 of 63. So we were talking about this going into the race, that we don't think anyone's going to attempt the one stop, but if a couple of full course yellows come into this thing, then we could be looking at a one stop. This is definitely a two stopper. So what would it take to be a one stop? We would probably need to see, and we see Indica Scarlett moving to pit road, as looks like the nose on that car is a little askew, but it would probably take at least multiple full course cautions, full course yellows, in order to get to into the one stop area.
It's definitely going to take a lot there. Yeah,
coming off a pit road right there. So we'll see if they bind it up coming into turns 1 and 2 and 3 once more, and do we get, and as the track is blocked, do we get another 4-course yellow, and then do we see any strategy shift from a 2-stop to a 1-stop? In order to get to the 1-stop, you need to get in the neighborhood of 31 laps to a stint. That's a long time here when we're expecting between 24 and 25 or so for a stint.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that, I definitely think ultimately it's going to be a 2-stop, foot to the floor, flat out affair. But we'll definitely see going forward here because, I mean, Long Beach, I believe the saying goes that strange things can happen on street circuits, and Long Beach is definitely no exception to that rule. We just saw a major pileup, of course, on the very first lap of this race, and I would imagine, especially with the overtaking chances as few as they are on the field, that's going to lead to a few desperation moves, perhaps, and I think that could easily become something that may warrant another safety car. But that's, of course, if these guys aren't playing it very carefully. But we'll see. Obviously, we got a lot of talent on the grid here tonight, but a lot of talent could also mean a lot of people looking to make bold moves.
Well, it looks like Felipe Salvino is the most benefited the most out of the chaos on the front stretch, up 14 spots in just 3 laps.
Indeed so. From 32nd to 19th. Another one also made a lot of moves. Zach Fahm, 26th to 11th as it stands. Look at that climb by the 20 machine.
Yeah, 15.
Let's see if he can keep
spots.
it up.
Yeah. All right, so lights are out on the pace car. Coming to the hairpin, we will get you up the track map here and the current weather conditions. And we are getting ready to go racing. The field is under the control of Mitch Welker. He can go whenever he wants. And I suspect Gavin Sanders is going to be right in his tire tracks. Here we go. I have a car braking in the background. Something 3 wide already in the background. Not sure what's going on. A little bit of accordion action. Here we go.
Here comes Sanders. He's looking all over the gearbox.
Bruno Miranda.
Outside. Bruno Miranda again trying to make a move. But it's going to be Welker leading the way. Sanders trying to cut back. Wasn't quite enough. Bensy. What happened? I think I saw Caleb Bensy there. He's actually lost a spot there. Michael DeTurk's actually around. 5th place. And he actually gets collected by another car back in turn number 1. Not quite a course blocker as it stands.
There's the Turk.
Trying to see who else that was.
Andy Oak and DeTurk.
Andy Oak. The 906 car started towards the back. Unfortunately, that is not going to help his chances at all. That is a destroyed front wing on that 906 machine. But Welker getting away at the moment. Sanders holding station at the moment. And Bruno Miranda, these top 3 have currently broken away as Caleb Bensy now looking to hold off Logan Spath, I should say. Oh, Spath's in the wall. Spath has a broken car. I got that completely wrong. Logan Spath is limping a damaged race car around the outside of the hairpin there.
He doesn't know, and he's trying to get to the pit road.
Oh, my goodness. Almost contact with the car next to him.
He missed it. So now he needs to get to the inside now, right behind him. That car is I'm trying to figure out who that is behind him. Gianni is going to draft off him now. Does he know that he has a broken wing?
He may be able to tell, at least from that angle going into the corner there, that Spath is nursing an injured car here. Of course, in this very slow section of the course, front wing or no front wing, you won't be able to pass him all that well. As Logan Spath trying to stay with Byron Daly up ahead in 10th position there, but Spath, I'm hazarding a guess. He's going to be headed and looking to get on the pit road here, and now that he's seemingly clear of people around him, there's no time like the present to do so.
Yeah, that's if he doesn't another car get inside of him there in that last set of corners. Down the backstretch, coming into the
He's
final
staying
portion.
With Byron Daly and company pretty well at the moment.
Well, I guess you can when you don't have that much downforce on the car as much as the other guys do.
Maybe so, and now he's bunching up like an accordion in the hairpin at the moment, and Spath's staying out. Spath is staying out.
All right. Go back up to
doesn't have a meatball flag. That's one thing I'll note. Spath does not have a meatball flag. He doesn't have to come in immediately for repairs. He can limp that car around as long as he wants to. Yeah. Of course, it's gonna add 5 seconds to his pit stop time to get that front wing changed.
So we have a top 3 breakaway: Welker, Sanders, Miranda.
Yeah, and these guys have just checked out the moment. Hunter and Grav left in the dust right now in P4. And 5th place right now, Nagisa Yoshikawa, and 6th place, Cody Claiborne. They have both made really good inroads in the early stages of this race. Working lap number 6, Nagisa started 11th, currently running 5th. The fish car of Cody Claiborne started 16th up to 6th. Very good start for both of them.
And he's your highest ranked amateur at the moment in 6th. That's the P next to the name. The P's are the pros, the A are the amateurs. That is a I rating of 2,000 and higher are the pros, and 2,000 or 199. 1999 and lower would be the amateurs. But some of these guys, I mean, they've been in this league, in this series for a long time. Cody is one of them. Another one up at the front, Bruno Miranda, still looking for his first win in this series. I don't think he has a win in this series. He had one taken away from him, if you remember, at that race at Michigan, one of the few oval starts that this series has done. He had that one taken away from him at Michigan, but he is looking to get one back. Yeah, that was a great race, though, man, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, and he also had a good performance going on here at Long Beach that same season, only to get bought by a penalty way later in the race than anyone expected it to happen, because it was for an incident at the start of the race. So, seems like not the best relationship that Miranda has had with the series relative to the performance he has put in. Currently running 3rd at the moment, though, behind 2 of the heavy hitters in the series, Mitch Welker and Gavin Sanders. And definitely something we expect to see of Miranda. Miranda's always had the talent. He just has not had the lucky breaks.
So we got a lot of fans for Miranda the Storm in chat. We have RSA Racing. Hey, Gary, going to sit back and miss Lionheart Racing and watch this show? Well, we hope you do enjoy. A lot of ex-Lionheart guys are in the lineup right here. And we are doing well. Thanks for watching. And then Bill Hunter, never understood the allure of standing starts with this league. The reason they don't do it in real life. You're correct, however, just a little something different. If people on the IndyCar side of things want to not necessarily race or learn the F1 car, they can race IndyCar and still do standing starts here. But they won't do standing starts on the oval, of course. They got the one oval race, which is only one race in the month of May, and traditionally so for this series at Indianapolis. Go ahead.
Looking at Kevin Bonomi, had a lunge down the inside of Zach Fromm, not quite enough, but has opened the door right now for a damaged Logan Spath to look to the inside. This is the battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Spath tried, not quite enough there, but Kevin Bonomi trying to take the fight to, and actually, no, that's Byron Daly himself. Button Daly actually tried to take the lunge at Bonomi in front of him. But now he's having to hold off a damaged car of Logan Spath. And Spath, to his credit, he is really holding on to that car quite well. Long Beach, it's definitely not the most downforce-dependent track I can name off the top of my head. But I can imagine that's not a fun time that Spath is having. And the fact that he's holding on to the rear of these guys ahead of him, that's definitely hats off to him there.
Dan Marrera leading the next group of 2. Another one of the Gemini's cars right behind him.
And that 4 machine with
Tomas
Rubial behind. And Rubial actually having a great start in his own
15,
right.
Yeah.
Up 15 positions, 29th to 14th. Very good start for that number 38 machine. Oh, that big lockup, though. Not exactly what he would want to do there. He's running he is running on the soft compound tire, too, so definitely want to keep an eye on that. Definitely want to be careful.
Now,
on that softer compound.
Marrera's on the primes, and here there's not a lot running up front on the primes right now. Marrera's on the primes, Daly's on the primes, Bonimi's on the primes, Zach Flaum is on the primes, and the highest ranked car on the primes is, there it is right there, Nagase Yoshikawa. Everyone else are on the alts, so we at least... again, we expect 2 stops, and in one of those stops, they need to switch tire compounds, so... Do they go prime red? Is that what their plan is? Or maybe go prime red prime and do a short stint in the middle? We don't know. We'll see as the stops shake out. What about 10 laps ago before we get to the first of the pit windows?
Yeah, exactly. And That's all predicated on A, how well the tire would hold up to the conditions generally, and B, how well these guys can nurse them. If everyone doesn't like the tire they're on, they're going to be coming in at the first opportunity. Doesn't matter what compound it is.
Daly to the inside. Daly to the inside of Bonami. He was on push to pass. Daly looks like he has the position. Coming into the last complex of corners, coming into the hairpin, and looks like he has that spot.
Gets that spot around the outside of turn number 10 there as Bonomi gets a bit squeamish there, and now Logan Spath trying to see what he can do. I'm going up over now. He's on the push to pass once more. Looking to the inside now for turn number 1. He's got his nose in. Does he have the grip on those soft tires? Yes, he does. Even with a damaged wing, he makes it past. Moving up to P10 at the moment with a broken front wing. Quite a drive, I'll say, for Logan Spath.
So I was asked, who's in the booth with me? Well, that's Stephen Larkamp.
That would be me.
Alexi says it's not a gap. He had the right to be there because Seifert didn't start. And then Nate simply shut the door on him. Yeah, we'll see. We'll let race control.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that viewpoint.
Yeah, we'll let race control hash that one out.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna judge that one. I mean, it's the start of the race. And on a circuit like this, you gotta take any opportunity you can here within reason, of course. But I could definitely see his point that there was a gap there at the moment, and I think in the end, Seifert just didn't expect it and got spooked.
Morera's pulled away from Raval and is now kind of starting to run down this group here in 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's been fighting very, very hard since the start of the race. Let's give everyone an update. 34th now, listed 34th is Drew Such. 33rd is Nate Seifert, Bert Seifert. He is still sitting in the pits. Mario Capicelli, he is in 32nd. Looks like he is under an extended repair. Alexi is 31st, and Savalev, he is currently done. And of course, he's mentioning in chat, so we know he's got the keyboard on his hands instead of the wheel. Matthew Short, yet another short race for him. I know he hates that. He got taken out in the melee at the first lap at Zandvoort, and he got taken out here. Matthew Johnson, an extended repair on pit road, classified in 29th. Miglin in 28th. The Turk in 27th, and that's a shame because he was fast. Salvino now in 29th, so he was up a lot right there, and then when we went back to green, something happened. He is now out. So the last car still running, we have McDougall in the pits under an extended stop in 25th. Indica Scarlet, I believe, is the last car running in 24th, 4 laps down at the moment. Andy Oak, 1 lap down. Saavedra, 1 lap down. Caleb Bency back in 21st, so not sure what happened to Caleb. Down 17 spots. I don't know if he decided to use that full course caution to dip into the pits and get a top off on fuel, maybe try to run longer. He is currently down in 21st, down 17 spots.
Can confirm on Bency, that was not intentional. He was actually involved in an incident in turn 1 on the restart. It may have been the one that involved Michael DeTurk, and because it happened around the same area. So very unfortunate situation for the defending champion, Caleb Bency, and he's got a lot of stuff to work through at the moment. Currently running on the hard compound tire, basically trying to maximize as long a run as he possibly can at this point.
Yep.
And just try and salvage whatever he can.
This is second place in points right here. And right behind him is the leader. And you saw that right. There's Mitch Welker in the lime green car, breaking away by 2 seconds over Gavin Sanders.
Yeah, big gap opening up for Welker at the moment as far as street circuits go. His last time around a 108.6. Sanders last time by was a 108.8. And he's now about a second ahead of Bruno Miranda, and they're running fairly similar lap times as it stands. So we'll see if Miranda can indeed catch back up to Sanders at this moment.
Ooh,
and
car off
and
in
that's
the hairpin
that
area.
Welker wants.
Car off in the hairpin area. That is a Saavedra. I think that is
Saavedra in the 23.
Yeah, he's missing the front wing, but he did safely rejoin. I'll give him credit there. So Rigney's there in chat. He says hello. Mike Rigney.
Hi, Mike. And I'm actually seeing Savager actually clip the wall coming onto pit road, limping back into the pits there. So that's another car tasting the wrath of Long Beach. Like I said, this track is one of the most unforgiving out there. And a lot of people love to say the Nürburgring is the toughest track in the world. And in a lot of ways it is. I will grant it that. It's hard to get your bearings there. But a track like Long Beach, it may be simple in concept, but it is an unpredictable track. There's so much nuance to it. It's got a lot of character, and that character can be for good and for ill, depending on how you approach it. So I'm looking at Welker closing up on the back of...
Nick Goyette hitting pit road.
Yep. Nick Goyette coming in, and Andy Oak now lets Welker by, now going 2 laps down. Very unfortunate night so far for the 906 machine, but currently running 22nd as it stands. And that's kind of the mentality I think you're seeing with the likes of Caleb Bensi, maybe to a lesser extent, because we know Bensi has pace. But after an incident like that, if you keep the car going and not make any further errors, you can still come away with points at the very least and come away with maybe a solid result. Definitely not what you wanted, but it is certainly worse, but certainly better, I should say, than just sitting in the pits and just letting all the positions slip away from you.
So currently watching, this is battle for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. All these cars right in a row, actually starting with Daly in 8th in the yellow car here, riding with Daly as he's navigating here through 4 and 5, coming down the 6. But right behind him is Zach, then Logan, then Kevin, then Sebastian, and on the very tail end of this, Dan Marrera. Dakota DeMay on pit road.
Dakota DeMay coming in, working lap number 16 at the moment, and he's going on to the red tire, and Mitch Welker signaling he's coming in as well.
All right, so let's get the camera on Mitch as he is just now starting his lap, worked away around into Scarlett.
Or was that, or did I hear that wrong? Could have been a little thanks.
Okay.
To Indica Scarlett. So we'll see if Welker does indeed come in this lap, because it is still fairly early going here. Though it's though it's getting close to the time where you can definitely maximize. Like, say, if you're going the hard tire here, you could actually go the whole rest of the Welker could actually go the whole rest of the race on one more stop from this point.
We'll see what happens.
And just run hards the whole way.
We'll see what happens. Welker at the hairpin. Does he make the hard right on the pit road? Nope. He is going to continue going, and right in front of him is Caleb Bensi. That is Caleb now gets around Allen. Caleb wants to stay on the lead lap.
Definitely wants to stay there, and yeah, this is going to be quite interesting to see. As you mentioned before, the blue flag is very much advisory only in this series. It's just to say to Caleb Bensi in this case, hey, there's a lead lap car behind you, and make of that what you will. It's not so much get the heck out of the way like in Formula 1.
Be predictable.
Be predictable, yes.
Logan Spath on pit road. Zach Flaum on pit road. These are scheduled stops. Logan is going to get the new wing here.
Kyle Allen letting the leader go through. So Spath finally is able to get that wing fixed. I'm sure he's been looking forward to that for a while. Switches to the hard tire.
You're going to lose
now
that
he has
position.
To get the wing changed.
Yeah, now you get the wing change, five seconds or so. There it is. And he is back underway. A little bit of a time penalty, but he should be able to drive better as a result of it. And now, let's keep looking. Here comes your leader down the front straight, putting some more cars a lap down. I'm sure he would like to put Caleb a lap down. That would be like insult to injury right now for Caleb, though.
Yeah, and even if it may be temporary because Welker has not stopped, of course, and Bensi has. But if you're able to put your championship rival a lap down, that's just a little Just a little
So
taunt,
salt,
I guess.
a little
you could
salt in
say.
the wound. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, salt in the wound for sure.
So what you're watching right here in your camera picture is last season during the broadcast blackout period here on iRacing for IndyCar. Caleb Binsey won the FIS season championship last season. So in addition to all those championships he won in the RIL, he won this one last season for his first FIS championship last season. And behind him is 2 seasons ago champion Mitch Welker, and then behind Mitch is Gavin Sanders, who's the inaugural champion. So we got 3 champions all in your picture right there. Unfortunately, one of the other champions, Nate Seifert, is out of it too early, in my opinion.
Indeed. Yeah, that was just an unfortunate circumstance for Seifert there.
Yep. Bruno Miranda still falling. He's still in the battle, but he's still falling back a little bit. Hunter Ingrave, he has been fast at all 3 races. Problem has been sometimes not all his happenings. Some have been mistakes that he's been caught up in somebody else's. Some have been of his own. So if he can keep everything clean and green in front of him, he is going to get himself a good finish. But he has always clearly had the pace these first 3 races. Cody Claiborne in the fish car is doing a great job in 5th, followed by Yoshikawa. Yoshikawa in 6th right there. And the Watson Racing Setups entry. Byron Daly is up to 7th. Bonimi in 8th. Daly has a bit of a buffer on Daly. Welker's in.
Welker coming on to pit road, lap number 20, coming to 21 here. Sanders takes the lead for now, and we'll see what he switches to. So it is a bit early. He didn't go all the way on his fuel. I'm guessing here he might go for some hard tire, perhaps.
Yep, there they are. They are on the car. Going to come down off the jack as soon as he gets the fuel added, and he's down and away. And so he will come out.
And cycling back into traffic here. A lot of the field has gone by.
Daly will pass him, so he will come out at about 7th with Bonimi right on his tail.
So Mitch Welker getting his tires up to temperature at the moment. Bonimi trying to make the most he can of that rubber there, but Welker, I get the feeling that Welker is going to be, like, these are going to be the money laps so far for Welker at the moment, and the same can be true for Gavin Sanders. He's going to maximize whatever he can, what's left of these soft tires, and see, he has not come in on this lap. No, he's not coming in,
no.
No, he's not, so it could very well be that Sanders prefers the soft compound tire, and it could be that he comes in for a short stint on blacks and then sprints to the end on reds yet again. Or whatever strategy he may have cooked up.
7
honestly,
presses. Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of options on the table here for Sanders once he gets word of not just of Welker coming into the pits, but what he has done tire choice-wise, as scrambling all over the car in front of him.
That Digby, does he have, or he just ducked out of the way, does he have damage on his front wing?
I don't think it's front wing. I think he
just died. Oh, yes, he's missing a side pod.
It's the side pod on the left side side pod there.
So I don't know if he can't get that fixed or not, but he is running a little damage, but still, he is the first car a lap down. Of course, the leader now is Sanders, so Sanders went around Digby, so that's why Digby now is a lap down.
Miranda's
13 cars on a lead lap. Sanders stays out. The push-to-pass situation, 7 presses of the button left for Sanders. Hunter Ingrave still out. He has 9. Bruno Miranda on pit road. He has 8. Cody Claiborne has 9. Yoshikawa has 9. Daly has 7. And Welker has 7.
Welker starting to try and catch up to Byron Daly at the moment in the 66. And we'll see what his first hot lap was here. Daly with a 109.2 that last lap. Welker 108.4 on the hard tire.
Yeah, and he has the purple lap as it is at a 108 flat.
And Bensi signaling he is going to be pitting again.
Okay, so maybe he comes in. Maybe Sanders comes in with them. They're kind of working together. We'll see.
Yeah, they're quasi teammates, I guess you could say. Bensi dives on the pit road here.
Maybe that's also Bensi's way to get out of the way and still go ahead and make his pit stop.
108.6 on that last lap for Gavin Sanders on well-worn red tires. I'll definitely make that point clear. Those tires are 24 laps old. They are not at their freshest.
So something happened to Zach Thum. I don't know what happened, but he is now out of the race. He's now classified in 22nd. That happened a couple laps ago. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what may have happened.
Happened about 6 or 7 laps ago.
Yeah, he's scored 5 laps down at the moment. Welker now back up to...
Welker coming out a hot head of steam ahead, and Bensi's there. I think Bensi didn't make it into the turn. Goyette is ahead of Bensi. This is a battle. This is a battle for position, but Goyette gives it back to Bensi. Meanwhile, Miranda back on pit road. Something happened on Miranda. I don't know if this is a penalty or something.
I'm not sure.
No, he's missing a front wing. Missing a front wing.
Oh, he is missing a front wing. Disaster for Bruno Miranda there.
He switches back to the Reds, though.
And looks to me, did he hit the wall first? Yes, he did. He hit the wall first lap coming off of pit road. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And he had a great run going. And now he hits the button again. This time back to the Reds. But that is just absolutely heartbreaking for Bruno Miranda.
So we're still watching. Gavin Sanders, 25 of 63. This is RaceVerse coverage of the FIS. Coming to you from Long Beach. We're 25 of 63 into this race. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Watching Gavin Sanders now taking it to 26 laps on this current set. Can he get to 33? That's the one-stopper number. He did the one-stopper at Mid-Ohio without the aid of a yellow caution, a full-course caution. Can he do it here?
That, I think...
I don't think so.
Could be a bigger ask. I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's going to be a big ask.
Yeah, and I think that would be predicated on another safety car coming out here, which at this stage of the going, I don't see happening. I don't see too many opportunities for course blockers. Of course, as I said before, strange things can happen. But that's one strange thing that I haven't seen too often late on in the race unless someone is absolutely desperate.
Welker's up to 4th now as he's passed Ingrave. Ingrave on pit road. So now Daly is being stalked by Welker. There you see right there.
But what I think Sanders could do is, especially since with that safety car early on in the race.
Here he comes.
Now he is coming in, lap 26.
Good pit road entry.
There was that if he just maximized how long he went on these red tires here, he would, and minimize how many laps he went on blacks, he could just sprint to the end on like really fast rubber later on in the race if he preferred it, but it looks like that whole idea may not be what he was going for.
And here's Yoshikawa, might inherit the lead. We shall see. Bruno Miranda right in front of them, and Kyle Allen. And Yoshikawa going to go one more lap.
Yep. So Nagisa Yoshikawa still scored second place at the moment, but that'll change on the next lap as Gavin Sanders gets down and away. I'm keeping an eye right now on Mitch Welker. He's coming down the front straightaway. He's going to come out right alongside him.
Yep.
But the question here, what can Sanders do on that brand new rubber he's got on the car? He's staying on reds. Staying on the red tire, it would seem. And now he's got to run down Mitch Welker.
Yeah, and Byron Daly, that's a teammate there to, I believe, the Sanders and DeMade team. DeMade's in front of this group. Oh, right now, Mitch is in a whole Team Stowe X Team RaceVerse sandwich at the moment.
Yeah, and Daly saying he is going to pit this lap. And right behind is Caleb Bency in all of this. Bency, of course, one lap down, very unfortunately so.
And that puts Welker back up to the top.
lead.
Okay, so we've cycled through the stops. I believe everyone has stopped, though. Sebastian Gianni has not stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Gianni's still going, and Schlosser and Reval have not stopped either.
Interesting. That seems like they're going to maximize as much fuel as they possibly can on this opening stint of the race. We'll see what kind of benefit that can get for them later on in the going, because it'll definitely be a two-stopper as it stands at the moment, but I think the thing they'll be able to do is they'll be able to maximize how much fresh rubber they'll have underneath the car and just turn out some really fast laps for these last two stints. And Sanders now, he's actually catching him. He's creeping right up to the back of Welker at the moment. Welker's going to have to play defense here. I'm certain of that.
Oh, and he has another teammate of Gavin right in front of him. Can this play a role? Now, we don't encourage team orders, but we realize and recognize team orders happen. Gavin taking a look to the inside. Look at all the traffic coming off of pit road. Oh, my goodness. That is not the place to pass.
No,
not at that time.
Welker covered the inside of turn one very well there. But again, still got the lap traffic to deal with here.
Gavin going to take a look. Is he going to take a peek to the inside? Coming into six.
Yes, he is taking a big lunge to the inside. Is Gavin Sanders, and he gets the traction down. Gets the launch there, but Welker still alongside him, side by side.
Going to cross over.
Crossover move coming up the corner.
On the button, Gavin, on the button.
3 wide.
Dakota out of the way. Coming down the nine. Coming down the nine. He has a position, but does not have the position. Oh, and he crowds him. Great move.
Beautifully done. Gavin Sanders took advantage when he needed to.
Just drove him a little wide. He just drove him a little wide. Required Mitch to kind of roll out of it. Otherwise, he's going to end up in the wall. Nothing wrong with that move. That's a legal move.
Yeah, that was all by the book. That's how you do it here at Long Beach.
Gavin getting by Kyle Allen. So Kyle Allen now getting between himself and Gavin now is kind of stuck. Mitch Welker's kind of stuck behind him as Gavin's kind of scooting away right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sanders wanted to see. Welker stuck behind a lap car in the worst place to get stuck behind a lap car. And Welker not particularly happy at the moment on the radio there, and still has not made the pass work. And now he has.
Something happened to Matt Schlosser. I think he towed. So unfortunately, whatever strategy he was on, it didn't work out for him. But Gavin Sanders now is your leader over Mitch Welker. Hunter Ingrave is back there. He's just now entering the back straight. He is third. Cody Claiborne in the fish car. He's your highest placed amateur in fourth.
And what a drive definitely for Cody Claiborne tonight. Fourth place at the moment, started 16th. 12 positions gained in a really tight field, just simply by not doing anything crazy.
At some point,
well done for
everybody in this league and everybody in chat just needs to pull for Cody to get a win in this league. He has the most starts. He probably doesn't like it when I say this, but he has the most career starts without a win here in the FIS. So I know he badly would like to see a win at some point.
Insert Nick Heidfeld / Nico Hulkenberg joke here. Sorry, Cody. We love you, man. But good run for him so far in fourth position and leading the amateur division. Let's not forget he is currently leading the amateur class. The second place in that division right now is AJ Digby back in 7th position. And he has looks like he actually just got passed for that position by Logan Spath in the number 3, who is on a tear, trying to catch back up after that damaged front wing cost him 5 seconds. But the gap right now between the two leaders, 2.8 seconds between Sanders and Welker. That was a massive, big break for Gavin Sanders to pull away at the moment, working lap 32, just about the halfway mark of this race.
And I mentioned back that Miranda would like to see one. He actually has 3 career wins here in the FIS. I neglected to remember that. So he has 3 career wins. I'll just bring up the statistics here real quick. But let's take a look here. See what other some battles on the racetrack. Yoshikawa is keeping it close to Cody Claiborne on the main straight at the moment.
Yeah, Yoshikawa, about nearly a second faster was the 198 car over the 31
Byron
machine.
Daly's part of this battle too. Yeah, there's a battle for 4th between 3 cars.
Yeah, Yoshikawa, the meat and the sandwich at the moment there. Byron Daly looking to take advantage of. Ooh, Yoshikawa cut the corner way hard there. No penalty, though. That was interesting there, but got good momentum right now on Cody Claiborne. Can he make a move work? He's going to go to the inside.
3 wide into
turn number 8. Makes the move work,
he got a good move. And now
Byron Daly now taking advantage.
Byron's going to follow up as I think that whole move cost Cody a little bit of momentum going down that back straight, and it cost him 2 positions. Still, he is the highest ranked amateur by quite a bit. I want to give a shout out, of course, to my hero, Dan Morera, in 9th. He is the 2nd highest placed amateur at the moment. He is in 9th spot, 14 spots improved. He is in 9th. Bruno Miranda, by nature of 2 stops now in the last pit cycle, 1 for a regular stop and then to replace his wing, which was an immediate follow-up. He is still on the lead lap. That's how far ahead he was in that lead group than everyone else. He is ranked in 10th. Joey Clement, part of that Stowe Motorsports squad. He is in 11th. Caleb Bency. Something happened to AJ Digby. I think he had to punch out.
He's out of the race.
So Caleb Bency gets a position there. Move Caleb up to 12th. He is the first car 1 lap down. Right behind him, Dakota DeMade in 13th. So right now, only the top 11 are on the lead lap. Still got another pit stop to go. Gavin pulling out a 3.5 second lead.
Yes, indeed he is. And it is growing too. It was 3.8 on that last lap. And this really is the golden opportunity that Sanders has looked for here. That lap car paid him a big favor there. I'm sure he's going to be getting a Christmas card from him.
Gavin with the purple lap set within the last 5 laps or so with the 108.011.
Yeah, absolutely flying lap times here around
3.2 miles per hour.
Yeah, and considering how tight this circuit is, it always is amazing to see those kinds of laps with cars like these.
So Gavin's going to get a bit of a draft here on the main straight. This is from kind of a corporate teammate, Joey. And then Joey's going to let him on by. Part of that Stowe Motorsports team.
Yep, and Sanders well on his way now. So that's now 10 cars on the lead lap. The last one, Bruno Miranda. And that one's definitely sad to see, but the way his pace is going, he can definitely make up positions here because, relatively speaking, a lot of the guys in front of him up to 4th place are relatively close to each other. And Miranda, his last lap was a 108.5. Dan Morea's last lap ahead of him was a 110 even. So that is going to be interesting to see how fast Miranda can catch up to them because there is no doubt he's got one of the fastest race cars underneath him right now.
Once again, if you're just joining us, this is RaceVerse coverage of Round 3 of the Formula Indy Series coming to you from the beach here at Long Beach, where Gavin Sanders currently holds the edge over Mitch Welker at the moment. We got 35 of 63 in the books. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. we have the week off, and then, speaking of Gavin, we move to his home track at Canadian Motorsports Park.
Yeah, we go to Mosport next day, and that's kind of an opposite in one way. You go from a tight, twisty street circuit to a fast-flowing, beautiful road course and along the shores of the Great Lakes in Ontario. So that is going to be... That's always a track I enjoy quite a bit. And I'm sure Sanders is looking forward to it too. But more than anything else at the moment, he's definitely looking forward to the last little bit of this race. The gap now, 4.7 seconds between Sanders and Welker. Sanders a 108.7, Welker 109 even. So Sanders is really relishing in the California sun today.
If you have nothing better to do, Easter afternoon, join me and as I call the VOR IR05 series at Indianapolis, as they will have their version of the Indianapolis 500, not necessarily 500, but just their version of Indianapolis. You're going to start seeing a lot of races here from Indianapolis here starting in the middle of next month. This is just kind of the precursor to that. So just join me at 2 o'clock Easter Sunday. If you get tired of the brunch or whatever, come over and join us and chat, and we'll watch some IR05 action with the VOR IR05 series from Indianapolis. And, of course, join me and Steven here and Justin Petschauer on Tuesday night at 8:15 for the IndyCar Oval Series top split, where we will be at Fontana. And anytime IndyCars are on Fontana, you know that's going to be a race you want to watch. Gavin Sanders now on the backside of Kyle Allen. Probably get a move done on him here on the main straight. And now he is the leader by 5 seconds over Welker.
Yeah, Sanders is striking while the iron is hot on this run. Lap number 37 at this point. Goes alongside the 999 machine, Kyle Allen. And he's really soaking up the sun here in California today. 5.6.
Hunter Ingrave buried in traffic at the moment in P3. He's back 12 seconds of Welker, but he has Oak, DeMade, Raval. He has DeMade, Raval, and Ingrave in front of him. And I believe two of those between Raval and DeMade, that is for position. So they're not going to really get over for him.
No, they are not. And Engrav's kind of been alone for quite a while in this race, even with Bruno Miranda having his troubles here. Engrav's been fast for sure. It just hasn't been quite enough to stick with the leaders at this point, and currently running in a podium place, which I'm sure he likes in principle, but being 18 seconds adrift to the leaders.
He has a huge gap and cushion to Daly.
Yeah,
Daly's
exactly.
21 seconds behind him.
Yeah, that's definitely style is there. Like, it's hard to lose this position, but it's hard to gain the positions ahead either.
Ingrave got around all of them, so all of them cooperated with them. And looks like that Raval did not lose any ground to DeMade. He locks up his tires coming into the hairpin. DeMade might have a shot at him here on the main straight if he can get off. No, good launch for Thomas.
Very good launch. Tomas Ruvial still holding it over DeMade at the moment. Covering a little bit going into turn one there, but not quite fast enough as DeMade at the moment. But they've been running pretty consistently close to each other and trying to look around them there, and not much else is around them in this tussle at the moment.
Mitch Welker on pit road. He's coming off of pit road now.
Yeah.
So I was wondering why one of my and Byron Daly on his inside.
Still side by side.
Oh, boys. Oh, and he just kind of brute forced his way through. Daly needs to worry about Yoshikawa.
Yeah, and Welker could not afford to lose a position in his circumstance.
Well, and that's not good for Welker on his outlap. You want to be as fast as possible on your outlap, and I think he hit the wall.
I think he got the wall.
Yeah, I think he got the wall, turning into sixth there.
Did he actually hit that? Oh my goodness. Doesn't look like it did too much to him at the moment there, but Welker probably seeing a bit of red at the moment after the little trick that Sanders pulled on him that last time.
Well, let's go back a little bit and see if we can see that.
Yeah, it looked to me like he clipped the left front suspension on that wall there going into turn number 7. It looked like he did, yeah.
Okay, there's going to be the run down we're going to watch it to the inside.
He's got a meatball flag. Welker has a meatball flag.
Oh, no. Here it is. He's going to make a turn in here.
So, yeah, he is on pit road.
Bam! Right there. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. That was a heavy clap.
This has serious implications to the championship, and we're already in our 3rd round. Gavin on pit road. This is a scheduled stop, so Gavin now is going to be probably passing or coming up to a stall and wondering, why is Mitch there?
Yeah, either that or he's gotten the call that Welker had a moment there, but now 23 laps to go. Gavin Sanders coming in for his final stop of the day.
And he goes to the
hard tire at long last.
Prime tire, and he is down and away. Good to go to the end.
Good to go to the end here. Just keep it smooth. But that is an absolute disaster for Mitch Welker. Just one little error clips the wall, and these cars cannot take a hit, especially on the thick concrete walls that line Long Beach. And Welker, it looks like, may be done for the day.
Rating says Mosport or Mosport, depending on how you want to say it. Since it's been designed by Sir Sterling Moss, I've been told it's Mosport. So I will say Mosport is awesome in these cars. And yes, we've seen some great races in these cars, especially how they draft down the Andretti Straight. Let's reset the field for you momentarily. Hunter Ingrave is your leader by virtue of pit stops at the moment. Gavin Sanders is P2. His final stop is done. Byron Daly is P3. He still needs to make his final stop, but yet no Yoshikawa still needs to make his final stop as P4. And let's see, where's Cody? I think Cody just made his stop. There we see him coming out. So he was in the top 5. He is down to 9. So Sebastian Gianni there in the Gemini car, he is now in 5th. He still needs to make his final spot. But Cody and Spath have made their final stops already, so they will be moving on up here. So we're going to wait for everything to shake out, but Ingrave is your leader, but the presumptive leader will be Gavin Sanders once Ingrave makes his stop.
Yeah, and you thought Sanders was
and Welker's still on pit road.
Enjoying the lead he had at the moment. As I'm looking around to see. So Engrav now gets by Cody Claiborne. And Engrav will see how long he goes here. Lap 42 as it stands. He's been running the hard tire this last stint. And there he goes. Now he makes the dive on the pit road.
There he goes, yep. On the pit road. So it's going to turn things over to Sanders. Sanders has about 10 seconds now to before he catch up. Here he comes into the hairpin.
Right ahead of them, Bruno Miranda.
Bruno Miranda, yep. That's Miranda in a battle. No, I don't think he's in a battle. That's just a battle for track position. Yep, Andy Oak.
As Sanders now, and Mitch Welker coming back out onto the track, trying to nurse whatever points he can out of this race. But as it stands, down in 15th place, 2 laps down is Mitch Welker.
3 laps now.
3 laps down,
leaders in front of him now.
So Welker
Let's see
trying
how
to
the car
salvage whatever
tracks for Welker here. Let's see how the car tracks.
And we'll see here,
looks
but
like it's tracking normal.
Yeah, seems like the crew were able to get the car into some semblance of order, but the whole ordeal there has been an absolute death blow to Welker's run tonight.
So does just Gavin just let him go?
Caleb on pit. He definitely has the margin to do so.
Yeah, Caleb on pit road. So this is a boon for Caleb now, because Caleb is going to, unless something happens to Caleb just really needs to bring the car home. That's all he needs to do on the lead lap, or just he's not even on the lead lap, so just ahead of Welker, and he probably picks up the points lead. So we'll
I would
watch
imagine so.
Caleb here. Right now to his inside's Byron. Byron gets on by. Now Caleb merges on in. Caleb now is between Byron and Yoshikawa. So this
another
is...
DNF, Cody Claiborne.
Oh, no.
Claiborne in trouble there as Sanders actually lets Welker go.
Yep.
But what has happened to the fish car? What has happened to Claiborne tonight? I'm seeing... Had a peek there. There was a damaged front wing situation I saw in that 31 machine. Is it... Oh, it's just an error on the brakes into turn 1. And the wall claims another one. But Sanders let Welker go here. So now only 2 laps down is that number 76. After fighting for another win.
So
very unfortunate.
That allowed to get some other cars back on the lead lap, although I think a couple just went down because they were sitting on pit road. But we're down to now 9 on the lead lap. Bruno Miranda's the last car on the lead lap. Let's reset the field for you. It's Gavin Sanders is your leader. He's right there, center of your screen. Byron Daly now in P2. He's that's not a battle for position. That's just a battle for track position. Right behind him, for position, is that purple car. Yoshikawa in a great race. Hunter Ingrev is back to 4th. Sebastian Gianni, which I believe he went the longest in the first stint. He went 28 laps. And that
something to that effect.
And that by nature really got him into the top 10. And then with the retirements, he's now in the 5th spot. He's up 14 on the day. Move him to 5th. Your currently ranked highest amateur is my hero, Dan Marrera. He is up 17 spots in 6th. Right behind him, Logan Spath, who played the role of the one-wing angel for a little bit. He is P7, but still on the lead lap. And Bruno Miranda, who is... Oh, Miranda in the wall! Miranda's done at turn 1.
Oh, no. Bruno Miranda. Yep, that is a busted race car, it looks like. And even before the incident there, he was actually nursing a damage on the wing there, and I think it was contact.
So he was nursing the damaged car, and he saw
Rubiali hit.
Yeah, he had the leaders behind him, and just boom into the wall. Not the leaders, but he had Welker behind him.
Yeah,
and that was done. So Miranda now is done.
They are dropping out of this race here, and that's kind of that's one thing also about Long Beach. It's an endurance test. It really is. And not just for how you're able to muscle a car around, but also muscling a car around in traffic here and not lose your cool.
Well, that's a benefit to Welker, because that's one more spot that Welker can gain and earn points on. But Caleb has now worked his way up into the top 10. He is 8th. Sanders is now... Yoshikawa got around Daly. Daly must have made... Daly's on pit road. So Yoshikawa now up to 2nd.
So the one I'm definitely... the Yoshikawa, I think, needs to pit again. I will... I think he does need to pit once more. So the guy presumptively in 2nd will be Hunter Engrab once again in the 49 machine, currently running 4th. And Daly coming off a pit road now. Yoshikawa still working laps here. Lap 47 as it stands. When will we see the 198 come onto pit road?
Marrera up to 5th now.
As drivers wind their way towards the end here and really just hoping they don't make an error, because any sort of error here at Long Beach can be disastrous.
I'm not sure Sanders is, I think, is going to need to stop again with that. Let me think. He's 7 laps in. We'll see.
Don't think so.
Okay, we'll see. I'm sure he's saved enough. But he's made 2 stops. So
and when he came in, it was 23 laps to go. So
he made 2 stops. So it's been a projected 2-stopper. So I don't suspect that to change
Yeah, I don't either. And Sanders came in definitely within the pit window, I would say. It was 23 laps to go, and we were expecting about 25, maybe 26 on a full green flag run. Of course, we had that safety car to start the race.
Ingrave is working with a lapped car, was all over Andy Oak. He got by. Maybe a little bit more aggressive than he needed to be at the moment. He has got himself a pretty good cushion to ahead and behind him, so I don't know he really needs to push that hard. If I was him, nothing against, I know he's had pace the first 2 races of the season. He hasn't finished very well. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he should focus on getting to the finish here instead of trying to get up into the attenuator of the car in front of him. But that's, my opinion as a commentator. He could tell me I'm wrong, but reason why I say that is I want to see him do well. I know he has pace, and he just hasn't had the performance to show it.
Yeah, and Engrav at the moment was turning faster laps than Yoshikawa. Of course, in that last lap, there was lap traffic in the way, but he's been consistently in the 8s, whereas Yoshikawa has been in the 9s lap time-wise. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on when Yoshikawa will come in on his next stop. Of course, it's still going to be a good result for the 198 crew overall here. It'll be a top 5 at the very minimum. It would seem at the moment.
Top 6 now are on the lead lap. Sanders, Yoshikawa, Ingrave, Gianni, Daly, and Spath. That is your top 6. Those are the cars on the lead lap. Bensi is down a lap. Morera now down a lap by virtue of making their stops. Joey Cement's down a lap. Dakota DeMaids worked his way very quietly up into the top 10, up 14 spots. He is down 1 lap, but he is now in the 10th spot. Let's give him some TV time and a shout. Make sure everyone go by his game, because I'm sure Gavin's going to say it if he gets a chance on the winner's interview. We don't want to jinx Gavin. Well, maybe Yoshikawa wants us to jinx him, but
maybe he does. Or Engrav as well, for that matter.
Right.
Yoshikawa now having lap traffic.
You're right about Yoshikawa making that cut around turn 5? Before you come down he really cuts that corner a lot.
Yeah, and you can get away with it if you hit it right. It's tricky to do, but if you're running right up on the ragged edge of that, you can cut that curve over there and not get a slowdown penalty.
Good move by Scarlett to duck out of the way.
Yeah,
very good etiquette.
Scarlett moving out of the way there.
Very good etiquette. Yeah, Rigney says that attrition is a bear, and it is. And I think really when you race this type of racetrack and you have this many cars, I think your strategy outside of just making it out of the first couple of laps and getting caught up in maybe someone else's mistake is a drive. It's just like the Netflix movies or the show is Drive to Survive. You just really are racing the racetrack for the rest of the race and not really trying to race too many other cars because that could cause an unforced error or a possible collision or something. These guys have done a great. And look at there, he cuts out again.
Oy.
Yeah, man, he almost gets to the inside barrier.
That
he's
one was a slowdown. That one was a slowdown for Yoshikawa. Yeah, and that one looked pretty obvious that one was going to be a slowdown penalty there. So, like I said, you can definitely make it work, but just how close are you going to be cutting is the thing. He clears the penalty, though. Going to be going back underway. But behind at the moment, nothing. Got another car behind him. Doesn't want. Doesn't want.
Yeah, that's Morera.
Yep. Dan Morera behind and. Definitely doesn't want to lose track position here as Yoshikawa dives in.
Stop.
Last stop of the day.
Ungrave will pick up the position.
Yep, Hunter Angrav whizzes by on the front straightaway. Up into P2,
we'll
15 seconds in arrears.
We'll see with Sebastian now. He still needs to stop. So this might open up an opportunity for Byron Daly. We'll see. But Gianni is going to continue here. Yoshikawa is moving on pit road. Gianni's going to get the position. But Gianni still has a stop, I think. But he did go the longest out of everybody on his first stint. He might go another 28.
Could be the same deal yet again for Gianni, as Byron Daly actually gets by Yoshikawa as well. So move Yoshikawa down to 5th place as it stands. But Sebastian Gianni in particular is definitely going to have to come in again, I would wager. So,
well, definitely, yeah, he's going to have to come in again. But we don't really anticipate him, if that's the case, for at least another 5 laps or so. And as we see here, anything can happen in 5 laps.
Absolutely. And one battle I anticipate could be interesting at the end there, with Yoshikawa now on fresh tires. Ahead of him is Byron Daly, who's fast at the moment, but is running on older rubber at the moment. So let's see if Yoshikawa can catch back up and for this battle for effectively 3rd place.
And the track has really cooled off now, 97 degrees, down from 110, 111. Ambient still right around the same temperature it was before, 71.8. Of course, weather is going to be a much bigger issue in iRacing going forward, with other series hopefully getting rain coming forward. So hopefully one of those series will be IndyCar here soon.
That would be fun.
Oh, yeah. But what they need to do, Steven, you can agree with me or disagree with me, but I'm sure you're going to agree, is they need to give the announcers control of the weather.
Oh, that's... I can imagine so many ways that can be fun and also irritating.
It's a downpour in LA that never happens during the summertime. Oh no!
What's this? We have actual weather in Southern California. Oh man, but like giving that to the commentators, I mean, race ever starts to get a bit dull. I mean, it kind of becomes obvious when it gets dull because they just turn up the rain.
But I don't think this race is anything but dull. This race, anything could still happen. We've seen everything happen so far. Let's do it real quick. We got 10 laps to go. Real quick reset. Gavin Sanders, really all he needs to do for the next 10 laps is hit his marks and bring the car home. He's looking at a potential victory here. He's been a while since he's had a victory here in the FIS. He's was for the longest time the career leader in victories in the FIS until the Welker times. And then when Welker got into the league, he got passed. But he will break a tie with Caleb Binsey, currently for 2nd all-time, if he gets the win. Gavin has 7 wins. Caleb has 7 wins. All-time wins leader right now is Welker with 12. So Sanders, if he gets the win, will move him back to 2nd place on the all-time list. He is your current leader. Hunter Ingrave, he does not have a win in this series, and if something does happen, Gavin, Ingrave is looking to capitalize, and right now he's turning 108s versus Sanders 109s, trying to run him down, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. Let's check the gaps there. He's 13 seconds. He's still got a little time if he pushes. But after a while, those red tires are going to give out and just not be as effective as they are as Sanders, who's on the prime tire at the moment. Byron Daly, we've seen him with some good starts here in the FIS. Not necessarily always seen good performances. I think today might be one of those days that if he can get on a roll, we're going to see Byron Daly at the top a lot of these races coming up forward. He is in 3rd. Yoshikawa, he's had pace and consistency really in the top 10 all season long. He is currently 4th. And Logan Spath rounding out the top 5. He is the lead Stowe car at the moment over his teammate Caleb Binsey. Binsey is in 6th, 1 lap down. Had an incident where he had to make a pit stop, and looks like he maybe got a new nose. Sebastian Gianni, he worked his way up in the top 10 by virtue of a very, very long first stint. His second stint was 25 laps versus the 28 he did in stint 1. Dan Morera, just a very safe race on Dan's part here. He's worked his way up 15 spots. He's the biggest gainer in the top 10 right now. He is 8th. Joey Silmetz in the other Stowe car. So right now, all 3 of the Stowe cars in the top 10. Very good showing for that team. He is in 9th. Dakota DeMade. Right now, all of the Sunset or the DLC cars, I believe they're all on the same team. Sanders, Ingrave, and DeMade. I believe they're all in the top 10. So they're all teammates. They're all in the top 10. So a good day for them. The biggest gainer altogether today is Andy Oak, just making laps, trying to stay out of everyone's way, like right there. Car sideways in front of him. That he's trying to get. Who is that? That is that Hayden Herman? Yeah.
Yep.
But
Hayden Herman in trouble there.
Yeah, Andy. Just by nature of just keeping the wheels turning, staying out of everyone's way, not making any more mistakes. He is up 20 spots. He's the biggest gainer of the day, so we'll give him a shout out. He's dropping out because of pings. We hate to see him drop out altogether, so hopefully that gets resolved. Right now, right behind him, Byron Daly, the third place runner, gets around him, and he's going to come to pit road.
And one thing definitely worth pointing out how late we are in this going. Lap 57, there are only 5 cars left on the lead lap at the moment. Sanders, Engrad, Daly, Yoshikawa, and Spath.
Yep.
That is it.
That's it. 34, I believe 34 started this race. And we're down to a number of cars still working. Indica Scarlett, 15th is still running. Nick Goyette in 17th is 13 laps down. Once he goes by the start-finish line, we'll move up a spot and pass Bruno Miranda. Hayden Herman in the same predicament. A couple more laps for Hayden. He'll move up a couple spots to pass Bruno as well. We show Kevin Bonimi on pit road with an extended repair. I'm not sure if he's going to get back into this race. Same thing with Fabian Saavedra. And Matt Johnstone also on pit road. Nate Seifer, I believe they just might be logged in to kind of help fellow teammates get around. So there are 34 started this race. There are 17 still running and 5 on the lead lap. So attrition has been, as they say, a pain.
Yes, it is. And it usually is at Long Beach, especially in iRacing competition as fierce as this. It's one, I keep on reiterating this point, but it doesn't get said enough. This track is one of those ones where attrition will happen. It always does happen, and it's pretty much inescapable, even if you have the best of the best.
Something happened to Gianni. Gianni Toden is in the pits.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Sebastian Gianni on pit road. What has happened to the 5 machine?
Rafi Eckert, the VOR DW12 Series champion, is in chat. He says, "Why am I not here?" Well, good question, Rafi. If you like to, in the stream description, you can click on the Discord for the FIS series, I believe. I think I put it in there. And you can join the FIS Discord, and you can register to be a part of the league. Yeah, the FIS Discord is in there. Join that. And you can join the Discord and sign up to be part of the league. Bring your team. Bring your leaner energy guys.
Hell yeah, bring them in.
Yeah, bring them all.
And, Yep. And to follow up on the Sebastian Gianni situation, just a massive lockup going into turn number 1. Just sent him into the wall.
Ouch. Again, just so close to the finish and how far he's come, you just feel really bad that happens. That happens.
Yeah, it's always the worst when it's towards the end of the race. At least mentally, it always is the worst because you made it so far. I see another car stopped in turn number 1. Trying to see who that was. Someone was trying to get it back underway. Was that Hayden Herman again? I believe it was actually. Yeah, it was Hayden Herman. Just overshot the corner.
Yeah, he is up to 17th. So the last car running is in 17th. That's Hayden Herman.
Yep. Still trucking along. He's definitely he's been persistent. That's for certain there. And I'll give him this as well. Long Beach, in almost any event it's an endurance test. It really is. It tests your will. It tests your patience. It tests your precision for sure. And it can be exhausting. So, like later on the going, I can understand when it happens. It's just brutal when it does.
What do you think? 63 laps is too long, maybe?
I wouldn't say too long. I mean, the actual IndyCar series runs here for 85 laps, and they used to run for 100 in the past.
Well, I mean, I'll take that back. Traditionally, the FIS runs about 125-mile races on road courses. Okay. So if you take the 1958 length that that Long Beach is, and I'll double check that. I think it's a 1958. 1968. So 1968, 1.968 times 63 equals 123.9. So it's right there at 125. So maybe it's not too. It just seems after a while that I'm sure these guys just a lapse of concentration, and we've seen it happen before. I mean, on the when we were doing the top split race, you weren't in the booth with me, but when we were doing the IAS top split race at Fontana, Hugo Olsen, who we know as 4K plus, 5K plus IndyCar driver in the community, just one moment looks down at one of his black boxes and is spins out and is in the wall. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is for something like that to happen. And you'd really hate to see something like Gavin sitting here driving and then something electronic will happen to his computer or his wheel or something at this point. Or he just wants to look at his overlay, and while he looks at his overlay, he misses that turn and he smacks the wall like Welker did. Anything can happen. Yeah,
and like even more so for people that don't quite have the same level of experience that these guys do. It's even more of a case there, and that just goes to show just how good these guys are. It may not look like much to the untrained eye, but for someone who has raced at Long Beach in these Indy cars before, this sort of race can test you, and it can also like even the slightest error, slightest lapse of concentration could mean disaster, and that's part of what makes Long Beach such a special event. White flag in the air. Gavin Sanders still having a 15-second lead over Hunter Engrav. All he has to do is bring it home.
There's not a single close battle on the racetrack. We'll watch him as he comes through 1 and 2 and 3. Coming to 4. Keeping it off the curbs. Nice and easy. In the 5. Keeping it off the curbs there. Down one of the straights here. Coming to the scene of the crime that it changed the outcome of this race, really did, with Welker right there.
Yeah, very true.
Down to 8.
And Sanders really enjoying the time here in sunny SoCal. Down the backstretch for the last time. Gavin Sanders has not put a wheel wrong and took advantage of the best of any opportunity that was given to him. And it is paying off. Welcome back to victory lane, Gavin Sanders. Off for the final time. Checker flag flies. Sanders back in victory lane.
Wow, what a
Second
win.
On the all-time win list. You go.
What a win. What a win. If he's not pumping a fist there, and there's Caleb right there with him, if he's not pumping a fist after that win, I would severely question the man's pulse. Because are you alive?
You'd have to be you'd have to be a cyborg for that. But I'm sure Sanders is jumping for joy in his seat. Beautifully done. Hunter Engrav across the line in second place. Very nicely done by the 49 team. They didn't put a wheel wrong either. Just didn't
Here comes
quite
Byron
have the
Daly.
pace,
This is going to be a race for fourth and third and fourth. Daly and Yoshikawa. Daly on the button. Here he comes. He's going to have the horsepower. He's going to get it. Yoshikawa gave him a good run there at the end. Logan Spath. Here comes Logan Spath. He is getting ready to cross the line. There we go, ride with him right there, and he crossed the line. And that is your top 5.
Well done. And Caleb Bensi in 6th. And that is going to give him the championship lead, I would imagine, at this stage, because Bensi in 6th position. Welker's going to end the day in 12th after all of that. But Gavin Sanders back around the final corner once again. Let's see how he celebrates this one.
Gavin with the win. Hunter Engrav, P2. Byron Daly, the bottom step of the podium. I believe those are career bests for both of those guys, so I'm sure they're going to be happy when we talk to them in the interview room. Yoshikawa, a great another top 10 for him. He's very consistent all season long. Logan Spath is P5. Caleb Binsey is P6. Dan Morera, my hero, the top amateur, is P7. Dakota DeMade works his way up to 8th. Joey Clements is P9. Thomas Ruval, the second highest amateur, second in class. He is P10. Kyle Allen, P11. Mitch Welker, P12. Andy Oak, P13. I believe Andy, did get the highest. He up 22 spots. So he is their biggest gainer for the day. Sebastian Gianni, 14th, not indicative of his run. Had a great day. Indica Scarlett, a great day for her, 15th, top 15. Indica moved up 10 spots and was involved in some incidents, just kind of soldiering on there. Oops, wrong overlay. There we go. Nick Goya has 16th, Hayden Herman 17th, Bruno Miranda 18th, not indicative of his effort either amongst the leaders all day long. Cody Claiborne, same thing, in 19th. AJ Digby, 20th. Rounding out the remainder of your field is Schlosser, Bonemi, Flaum, Saavedra, McDougall, Salvino, Miglin, DeTurk, Capicelli, Johnston, Savalev, Siefker, Such, Short, and Wang.
Looking in the waiting room, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotion when we get them up here for the interviews, especially from Sanders.
And the purple lap, and it's going to be zero consolation to him. I'm sure he's not very happy. Is Mitch? Mitch did get the purple lap with a 107.068. But again, that's not going to be any consolation whatsoever to him. I'm sure he's not very happy at all. And you know what? I mean, that was really an unforced error. I don't even think he was really racing anybody for position. It just, boom, this hit the wall, and that's what happened. Yeah. Or it wasn't a very serious race for position anyways. So let's take a look here in FIS interview room. And there is Byron Daly in the 66. And we'll bring him on up. Byron, we got you here in the booth here with Gary and Steven. Congratulations, man. I know you've had the pace for the longest time in these leagues. We've seen you on these broadcasts. But one thing or another prevents you from getting on the podium. Finally, today, you got on that podium. First of all, talk about the melee at the front. I think it was all behind you, but just navigating these streets and keeping it off the walls for 63 laps really had to be where on your concentration level?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the IndyCar this year has been a bit of a challenge for me. Like, the Super Formula I felt really comfortable with, and then getting into the IndyCar, it's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing again. So to get a podium, that's great. I had a pit lane start for the initial start because of an incident at the first race. So that saved me from whatever disaster that happened at the line. Then on the restart, honestly, I just got lucky to stop for it, whatever happened down in turn one. And fun fact, I don't run auto clutch, so I had to clutch it in and keep it from stalling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So through all of that to finish third, I mean, I'm happy with that. That was a good step in the right direction. I love this track. It takes a lot of concentration to get around here and not bin it. Like, I think this is the longest race I've ever done here and not binned it. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I bet. I mean, it was a great day all the way. I'll let Steven follow up here when I'm done with this one here real quick. But it was a great day for your team, too. Your team seemed to do very well today as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's when these guys asked me to join them start of the year. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I thought I'd have more to give. And these first, the first two races were just like terrible. I'm like actually pretty happy just to get some team points. Congrats on Gavin on the win. Like, 1-3, that's great. Like that's what we need. So hopefully we can do more of that.
Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, and one thing I definitely want to mention, we all knew it was going to be a race of attrition, but and like you said, this is the longest race you've done around here that you haven't put it in the wall, thankfully. But for like everyone who's watching this, who's never driven this track here, what is like, how on edge are you? Like pretty much every corner of every lap, do you think? Like, do you think like it's going to be like, this could be the corner where my race ends perhaps?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to describe it, but you basically have to go about 98, 97% around here. You sometimes trickle with 100, but like if you're 100 the entire time, you're going to find the wall. It's like, man, the best way I could describe it, it's like, if anybody lives in the city, like you go roller skating down a hall, one of those alleyways, right? Like the walls are on both sides, so you could throw a couple corners in there. There's no room for error. You're trying to go as fast as you can, but you get it wrong one time and you're in the fence. It's over. That's the only way I can think of it.
That's the first roller skating reference we've ever heard here on the post-race interview. So congratulations, sir. I know that you're very happy, but I want you to let you go back and celebrate with your teammates. We're going to bring your other teammate up here very, very shortly, but I know you're happy, but you have earned a very well-deserved break before we move on to Mosport here in a couple weeks. Congratulations. Shout-outs if you got them.
Yeah, no, just you all broadcasting, everybody at Formula Indy for putting the league on, like just everybody involved, the team guys, everybody who's a part of this deal. Like I'll be honest with you, I did not expect to get a podium today, so I'm like kind of a little bit out of sorts of like where to go with all this. But yeah, just thanks to everybody who kind of makes this happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
I gotta say though, unexpected podiums are normally the best ones.
I can definitely agree with that.
I would agree with that one as well. I would say that unexpected podiums. Let's bring up P2 Hunter Ingrave. Hey, Hunter, got you in the booth here with Gary and Steven. Again, much like Byron, man, you've had pace all season long. We've seen you had pace before in previous seasons that we've had races here on RaceVerse. But one thing or another just kind of prevents you from completing the task of getting that podium finish that you've been looking for, that you have this, that you've definitely had the pace to achieve. You got there, P2 today. Congratulations. Tell us about your race, because it was certainly out there from our point of view, a race of attrition. So I'd imagine your concentration level, that you're probably pretty exhausted at this point.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was a very, very stressful race. No, it was interesting. The first yellow came out, got a little contact with Spassin. The restart again. I wanted to go to bomb just in case somebody would wreck that. Bomb usually has the best chance to kind of avoid the wrecks, and that's kind of what happened in turn one on the restart. And I got lucky. I kind of avoided it. I was kind of sitting fourth. I was trying to help my teammate out with fuel strategy a little bit, trying to get him out of the train as we went along. And just kind of lucky enough that Bruno kind of then disappeared, and then Mitchell Walker kind of fell off. And it was just kind of nutrition, just kind of keep off the walls basically, and just take your time with traffic. So I was a little lucky. Patience definitely paid off, but Gavin was really fast, and I couldn't keep up with him. But really happy to get second. Four seasons of trying IndyCars, and I finally get a podium. I'm just really excited to take it as a win.
Well, I mean, your performance leading up to today hasn't been unnoticed. I mean, we've noticed that you've had pace. You've started appearing at the tops of the charts for qualification, but for one thing or another, just haven't been able to get to that finish. And we were very happy to see you, especially just the number of races that you've been in and I've covered, just to see you get a great finish out of this. So congratulations. I know you got shout outs. You got some teammates out there that were a part of the team that you were helping you. So go right ahead. You definitely earned some time with the mic. So go right ahead.
Thank you. Shout out to you guys for always doing amazing broadcasts, by the way. You guys always are amazing at these. I love watching these afterwards. So this will be a good one to watch. Koa for making my paints. Kevin, my teammate, he's always being creative on the strategies. And my mom and my dad, I say a special shout out to. Last week my computer crashed. So they helped me get a new one. So shout out to them, and I love them guys. So massive shout out to them.
Awesome.
That's right. I mean, if you're not married and you don't have a girlfriend, the two people you definitely need to thank always is mom and dad, for sure. So congratulations. Thanks, mom and dad. Thanks for getting them a new computer. While you're at it, we could use a couple new computers here at RaceVerse if you could see it to it. But if not, thanks. Congratulations. You definitely earned it. We will see you in a couple of weeks at Mosport, but please go enjoy your P2 here.
Thank you, gentlemen. Happy Easter.
You got it. All right, and bringing up consistency reigns. A lot of change today, but one thing that remains the same is that we are talking to Gavin Sanders here at the end of a broadcast. with the win. Congratulations, sir. You had a strategy that allowed you to get Welker on the racetrack and pull away, and an unforced error really cost Welker his race trying to run you down, and you just kind of drove off in the distance. How the second half of the race was just... How hard was it to stay focused? There was no one really threatening you at the second half of this race. Once you made that pass and moved on, and you had that little help from lap traffic there, that helped out, I'm sure. But once you kind of moved on, I mean, how hard was it to focus and everything? It's just there was no one there. And there was going to be lap traffic and everything, but there was really no one there to challenge you. Just hit your marks. Don't make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even really pushing much at all. Obviously, it didn't really make sense to try very hard. I was on the primary tire and decent lead, but I was a little bit concerned that the primary tire was going to be as slow as it was at the beginning for the entirety of the stint. And then I saw Hunter on the alts and was a little bit concerned, but knew that there was going to be some dag coming his way. And then, I mean, honestly, the traffic was pretty tame for a Long Beach, so didn't really have to contend with too much. I mean, a couple of weird scenarios, but otherwise it was a really I want to say straightforward, but it was not straightforward at all. But the second half was relatively quiet, just kind of making my way around. So.
Yeah, and the second half may have been quiet. The first part was anything but. But ultimately, what got you ahead there was an interesting strategy call. There was that whole thing going into that. Was that all like according to plan, or is that just like taking advantage whenever you could, especially with that lap car that ultimately helped the cause?
Yeah, the initial plan was to do, I think, obviously great minds think alike, and I was thinking about doing an primary alt strategy. But once I saw that Mitch jumped early and committed, I was planning on running the red stint out for the entirety of the tank, knowing that the primaries were suboptimal. So I figured might as well jump on the alternates, give myself a shot. He had a bunch of pace at the start. I was trying to ease into it, get my rhythm, feel the car out, and I didn't really have the bars where I wanted yet. And I just felt like putting pressure on a street course is something that's very crucial, and knowing from a variety of experience base, it's a lot easier to make a mistake the street courses versus the road courses when somebody is out in front and you're worried about gaps and pit delta and everything. It catches up with you quick, and just one simple little moment where you lapse, and next thing you know, it's kind of out the window. So just again, Mitch doesn't make many mistakes, and I'm sure that I got lucky tonight. But that was kind of a call on the fly, and then get the track position and hoping, fingers crossed, that it'd take a little bit for him to get back up to me and maybe run a little bit of defense. But yeah, it was that was a very seat of pants moment coming down pit lane, and just kind of, you know what, screw it, we'll give it a shot. We didn't have anybody else behind, so it worked out pretty good. And I mean, it was fun to even be racing with him for those three corners there, and be able to make the move is difficult here. So very pleased with tonight.
Oh yeah.
This is my job to build the drama so we can bring in the clicks and the views for the next race. But if Mitch Welker was upset with one mistake in finishing third last week, I could imagine that he's really upset now, and he's going to have a week to think about it. And you're going off to it's going to be a home game for you. You get to wear the white jerseys at Mosport here in a couple weeks. How critical is this upcoming race here for you? Certainly on a roll, a second and then a win. Actually, you haven't even finished off the podium yet in the first three races. So, I mean, you are in the thick of it, my friend. This has now become very much a three-way battle.
Yeah, I think, again, it's the same thing I think I've been continue to say since week one, but as long as I get to talk to you guys at the end of the night, I know I've done a solid enough job, and just make the most of each week where we can, limit the mistakes. There's a lot of street courses. We started the year off with, I think, the craziest first three races, and probably even the fourth race is going to be nuts as well, with a street course, a very niche course in Zandvoort, and then obviously the mind blender that's mid-Ohio. So just making sure, limit the mistakes, make everything work, stay out of trouble. It's that's the key to, again, consistency's the only thing that really matters, and you see it in real life IndyCar, you see it on here plenty, and no real focus on, I need to win this race really bad and I'm going to send a move. Just as long as we get a steady points haul, there's no need for a drop week yet. So just keep everything going in the right direction, and that's kind of the plan.
Well, shout outs, man. You once again got an opportunity to give them. Go right ahead.
Brand new livery for this weekend.
I noticed that. Very sexy. I like it.
Yes, I know, right? It's very pleasant to look at.
Yes.
I want to thank my decently long-term partner, Pagid Brakes, and their Street Plus line. That's all new, coming out soon, with all sorts of different varieties of performance pads for your road cars. They've been a hefty supporter of my real life racing and making sure that I can always stomp on those brakes, the latest of everybody. So it was really cool to throw it on the car for the next couple races and give her a go. But thanks to them, thank you to Track Sport Performance. Hey Vic. Big shout out to Team Alamo Esports. Byron Daly absolutely knocked it out of the park tonight. A pit lane to a podium is unbelievable at Long Beach. Obviously, it was a chaotic race, but even to make it through all those wrecks and everything was a heck of a drive from him. So it just goes to show that the talent runs deep, and very proud of them. Thank you to you guys for putting on a heck of a broadcast. Build the drama. This is going to be definitely a hefty battle all the way to the end for this championship. And that's about it. I'm just really excited and looking forward to getting to Canada.
Black, white, and blue cars are highly underrated. There should be more of them.
I agree. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go back to the plaid, but yeah.
Well, when you get up into the lumberjack territories there of on northern Ontario, then for Mosport, then maybe. But I do like the padded livery. So good, and thanks for them for jumping on. So congratulations, man! I know you're very happy. 3 for 3 on podiums to start the season. Going to a home game next here in after an off week. Congratulations! Hopefully the momentum can stay up.
Can I steal a second?
You may steal a second or two. Yes.
I almost forgot, guys. You almost got me, all right? It's been a lot of podiums. I knew I was going to slip up at one point, but it's not tonight. Buy Echo Blade on Steam.
Dude, look, I knew you were going to say that, and I said if he gets on the podium, he's going to say this, so go buy Sunset Arctic software. That's what I did say at one point in the program. You got to go back and listen to it. So I got you there already. But I'm sure Dakota will be extremely thrilled that you still got it in. So congratulations. And yes, people, go to Steam and buy Sunset Arctic software Echo Blade. Congratulations. We will see you in 2 weeks at a home game for you at Mosport.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
A very happy podium, I say. I mean, I haven't heard a podium that happy in a long time.
Oh yeah, and not hard to see why either. With Sanders getting back to his winning ways, Engrav finally getting that podium, and Byron Daly joining as well, especially after a chaotic race like Long Beach. It's those kinds of podiums that are definitely satisfying, even if it wasn't on raw pace. It's because you survived, and that was ultimately what determined it, I think, especially with only 5 cars on the lead lap. This is yet another one of those Long Beach races where chaos was the order of the day, and the master of chaos is usually the tamest one.
So I got the schedule up here, and I did that for a reason, because I want to let everyone know that we are got a week off. And then this is pretty traditional of the FIS. FIS typically does 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off. So what we're going to do is we've completed the first 3 of the season. Then we'll move into the middle portion of the season here after a week. And then we go to April 11th at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Then back across the pond at Brands Hatch. Then back across the pond the other direction to Belle Isle. And that will round out the April portion of the schedule. And then the month of May at Indianapolis.
Yeah, sorry if I went quiet there. My computer just crashed all of a sudden.
Oh, wow. Well, thankfully, we are done. So,
exactly. Perfect time to do it.
Yeah, perfect time to do it. I do want to thank everyone again for watching. Let's get on out of here since we only have one working computer. See, who bought the computer? Was that Hunter's mom and dad? If you're still listening, if you're listening, Steven needs a new computer, mom and dad. We can use one too. So that's it tonight. Once again, your podium from Long Beach is Gavin Sanders with the win, Hunter Ingrave and Byron Daly, P2 and P3, and their first podiums for their careers here in the series. Join RaceVerse April 11th as we go north of the border and visit Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for round 4 of the Formula Indy Series. Coverage begins around 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's 8:50 p.m. Eastern. And as always, you can find all the correct broadcast times in your area on YouTube at youtube.com/RaceVerse. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one to play. We try it. We need your help. So please help support RaceVerse with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in a video. If you're new, click subscribe and right at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so I'll miss out on more of RaceVerse's iRacing programming, including Sunday, VOR IR05 series at Indianapolis, the ISRA Truck Series at Iowa, and the me and Stevie will return again next week with Justin Petschauer, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Tuesday for the IndyCar Oval Series at Fontana. Click the bell so you won't miss out on all of that. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge on all of iRacing. RaceVerse, we know what Indy means. For business inquiries to learn more about RaceVerse and what we do, visit raceverse.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us all on Twitter. Our handles are all at the bottom of the screen. So for Stephen Larkamp, everyone at RaceVerse, I am Gary Gatto, the voice of the FIS, saying to all, good night, and thanks for watching, and thanks to our men and women serving in the military and as first responders. Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again April 11th from Canada for the next race of the Formula Indy Series. Good night.